And he believes that this is good for him. So he's going to go to the ring. He's going to go to the computation. He went to this already. He's not going to get a punch. He's going to faint. Or he's going to get so scared from the first punch he gets in his face. He's full of emunah. So therefore he takes the bed and he says, I know it's good for me. I know this is good for me. So since this is going to be good for me, he has emunah. We don't have emunah. We see something that is happening in his bed as the worst thing has happened to us. And that's it. Sometimes if it didn't even happen, we're already so concerned. Instead of saying, well, this is good for me. You know what? That's going to make me do something. Let's say, for example, you fail on a test. You think it's bad. I think it's good. Well, now you know. I don't work, I fail. You know, maybe this is the excuse I need to actually do what I need to do. This is your wake-up call. Something happened to you. This is the thing. You need to change your life because HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Habibi, you're going in the wrong direction. I need to stop you. How am I going to stop you from going in the wrong direction? I need to smack you a little bit to wake you up. This will help you. You know, it's like the laws of physics. You apply force in this direction, you're going to continue going this direction until something else will come. And that is the force that comes up and pushes you to the side and creates a vector in your life to put you in where you should be. We don't have emunah, that's the problem. Our lack of emunah causes us lack of simcha, that causes us depression, that causes us physical problems. Here we go. A person without faith, it's very difficult for him to deal with something because there will be more things unexplained in your life than those who will be explained clear to you in your life. If you don't have emunah, you don't know how to deal with it. That will manifest itself in something physical at the end, only because your spiritual integrity was not there. This is what this week's Parsha is telling you. And now, what does it have to do with emunah? I'll tell you, everything outside in the world outside is geared for you not to have emunah. That's why, first of all, people don't have emunah. People don't have simcha. That's why you have so many sick people out there. With all these great things of medicine, hospitals should be empty. Apparently, we're not doing something wrong. We don't have emunah. We don't have simcha. There's a lot of more people who go to psychologists and psychiatrists now than ever before in the history. It's not because of their awareness. It's because they're really under tremendous amount of stress, of internal stress. And that therefore they become later on physically sick. That becomes a huge problem for us. Everything that you read in the news is all about implanting fear into you. Look at the newspaper. I stopped looking at the newspaper. I stopped listening to all those stupid radio shows. They do nothing by implanting fear into me. I need to be so happy that I'm alive, that I got another day to live another day, that I got another day to learn, that I got another day to teach people, to be able to guide them on the path of Hashem. I'm happy. I have emunah. I don't have to worry about what's going to happen in Libya, and if the CIA is there or not. That they didn't ask me, they're not going to ask me either. I don't care about the radioactive that comes from Japan. I mean, it comes. There's anything I can do about it. I need to worry about what I can do and what is my ability to do and to change, rather than what is not an ability not to do and not to change. And if you look at this, everything in the newspapers, in the Yahoos and all the other things that you have in the blogs that people put up is all also, besides fear, you have something greater also than that. It is gossip, it's our nosiness. We are like perverts. We like to know what's happening in people's life. It's like everything, it's like this mental peephole that we get, like this lock hole that we put our keyhole that we look, and we like to look into people's private lives. I don't care what Lady Gaga wore last night for dinner. Lo manyenoti. I don't really care. And I don't care who married who, and who divorced who, and who cheated on who, and who wore what. I don't really care. Speaking gossip of Lashon Hara is an act of lack of emunah. Because we know that three people get harmed when you speak Lashon Hara. The one who speaks, the one who listens, the ones you talk about. What should I speak Lashon Hara? What do I care? Anything's going to come out of it? Nothing's going to come out of it. The Torah comes and tells you that when you do such things, you're going to get a reminder in your house, in your skin, in your clothes. Because what you do, you're creating, you are a, how should I say it? We call it in Arabic, they call it, well, it's a mixture of Arabic and English. Abu Damage, Abu Nezek, the father of damage, Mr. Damage himself. A person that speaks Lashon Hara and gets sarat out of that causes also social instability and social destruction. You separate husband and wife, friends, brothers. You might even create a problem within yourself. That's why a person is not allowed to speak Lashon Hara about himself. That's why a person is not allowed to say, I was a Rasha, I used to do that. You're not allowed to say that. That's something that you have to remember. And this is something that is great. Therefore the Torah comes and says, you know what? If a person came and he did so, and his house was identified with sarat, and his clothes changed the color, and he still did not do tshuva. Now we look at his skin, and he has something in his skin, a white condition. You know why it's white? To remind you why it's white. It should be, I don't know, purple. Why white? To remind you how clean you should be. You should be an Am Kadosh. You should be holy. And being holy doesn't symbolize it more than a Kohen, a person that dedicated his life to Hashem, to Avodat Hashem, and because of that, because the Kohen or the Talmid Chacham that not only learn medicine, but also know a rabbi should be a person who understands the psyche of the people. How do they think? How do they interact? To understand what's going inside of you. And then he would say that you did something wrong. This is tzarat. You should therefore pick your stuff. If you're not doing tshuva, if you're not repenting, you should pick up your stuff and go outside of the camp. We don't want you among us. You're a person that puts destruction, and the person that destroys things has no place in human society. And we're going to excommunicate you, and you're going to sit there until you decide to make tshuva. Then you're going to bring your reward. Then you're going to bring the thing out. And what is the thing? One of the things which korban we bring? Bring a bird. The bird, this to symbolize, of course, Chachamim say to symbolize as much as your words flew out, your word, and so is the bird, and so on and so. But I'll tell you something else. We learned that which animals do we cover in afar? Fowl, birds, or wild animal? But why with afar? To symbolize to you when you bring the korban, not only that your words had disappeared into the air like birds disappear into the air, but also the blood that's spilled now should be covered. The blood that you spilled should be covered by your humbleness. You should be a humble person, like dust, like ashes. You should be clean like the tzara that was into your skin. You should be an Am Kadosh. Sanctify yourself. You should contribute from yourself to society. You should not be the one who puts wedges into people and breaks down society. On the contrary, you should learn to give yourself from society, contribute to society. You should understand that everything would come to you physical as well. And it manifests itself in physical. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we always also speak about the neshama, how the neshama has to be pure. And we always disregard the purity of the body as well. It's not enough that you're working on your soul. You should work on your body. You should be a very well balanced creature. That is body, inside and out. Tocho kevaro. Your inside is as clean as your outside. That there's not going to be any difference between your inside and your outside. You're going to look good on the outside and rotten on the inside, or vice versa. The Torah comes to tell you we are not like the other nations that deteriorate the body, that torture the body. No, we should eat and we should drink, but everything b'midah to keep the kedusha. This is the kedusha of Am Yisrael. This is how Am Yisrael becomes kadosh, by knowing exactly that. Even though it's a Greek saying, but I don't think he puts it any better than that. Nefesh bria beguf bari. A healthy soul is in a healthy body. And as much as your body needs to be clean, your soul needs to be clean, and vice versa. So if you're a person that takes care a lot of his body, or lifts weights, and I don't know, does all the crazy things that people do today, like shaving the armpits and so on and so forth, and pulling the eyebrows. Are you taking care of your soul as well? Are you obsessed with the cleanness and the good looking of your soul as much as you do of your body? And for those of you who think about your soul also, are you aware of your body? Do you take care of it? You're obligated to take care of it. You need to eat right. You need to exercise. You can't stress your body. It was given to you as a gift. We learned today it's the receptacle for the soul. In order to have kedusha in your body, you need to have what? Like anything else, you need to have a receptacle and you need to have internal light inside. Your body is the receptacle. Your neshama is your internal life. We learned this today. That's what you should do. And if you don't do that, therefore you're not going to have emunah. You're going to be stressed. You're going to speak lashon hara. You're going to destroy them. You're going to put damage. And you know what? A person like this, we don't want among us. You're going to go out. The task of being a Jew is the task of being a very well-balanced human being. Not to be obsessed, but to be well-balanced, to be responsible and well-balanced. And therefore I would encourage all of you to eat right, to sleep, enhance your emunah, your belief that everything that happens for the best. Find the good in that. Don't be like everybody else. Well, I told you this, that the half full, half empty cup is irrelevant question, because what matters is what it is in the cup, not what there is not in the cup. So therefore the cup is always half full. Half empty is meaningless. It's not even a question. Why do I care if it's half empty? It's always half full. Look at how good HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give you. Look at what good you have. Find the good in everything that you do, in everything that comes your way. Find the good in every person that you see, whether it shares your faith or not, or your race or not. It is a matter of an attitude. You can't say I only like my people. You have to like everybody, because that's an attitude. The same thing as I told you about hate. Hate is something that you should take away from your hearts completely. There's no in the Torah mitzvah that God would command you to hate anybody. He command you to remember but not to hate. Because today you hate your enemy, tomorrow you will hate your brother. Hate is something that should not be in your heart. You have to clean your heart from that. Because if you don't clean your hearts from the averah of hate, you're going to clean your body with blood. That's the way it works. This is the beginning of what the Torah is taking us on a journey of how to make people who were nomads in the desert, to make them into human beings. They should really shine the world with their light. But it will only be done through balance, through understanding and balance and love and compassion and helping and purity. If you don't do that, you're going to have what the Torah says to you, all the other things that will come to you through your body. And a healthy person is a healthy person in his body and in his soul. I told you, we always say, in martial arts they say that the ability of a person to balance himself, if you're able to stretch your hands like this in two directions, to stand on one leg, your body bent over, one leg pushed all the way to the back, and you're able to stay on your toes like this and in perfect balance, it means that internally you balance also. All those crazy things that you see in martial arts, if they stand on posts like this and they do all these exercises like Karate Kid, they jump and all these things, this is to not only acquire balance outside, but it's also to balance you inside, because your internal balance will manifest itself in an external balance, and lack of balance one way or another would reflect on the other. This is what I get from this week's Parsha.